Hello YouTube, I am late to the party and you are watching a video of my first impression of the new PS4 off-road racer known as Gravel. From having a quick look online, I can tell you that Gravel is priced at roughly £45 in the UK, and in Australia it can range anywhere from just over $60 all the way up to $100 depending on the store or online retailer you find yourself purchasing it from. Now, when I got to the car selection screen and I saw these things coming up, I wasn't overly impressed. If this is going to be a full-priced retail game, I don't know, I thought the graphics on the car models were a bit below par. Drive Club's cars look better to me. The Cruise cars even look better to me. I'm not overly impressed with those car designs. So I could start faulting the graphics. But once we actually start the race, as you'll see in a few seconds, I do think the car models look better when actually racing. Maybe to do with the levels, lighting, and the weather effects and so on. So I definitely wouldn't judge the graphics just based off of the car models. Before I started to make this video, I was thinking, based on the footage that I have, based on a few races that I've played, maybe I should be more neutral on this game. But having thought about that further, no. This is my first impression of the game, regardless of only playing a few races with a few cars. With that being said, out of the couple of races that I've done with a few of the different cars which is available to me, I find this game to be mediocre, very mid-table. With this being a new game out, competing against more established franchises, I think that it should deliver a bit more than this. If this is the demo which is out there to let people have a try at the game, to whet their appetite, to see if it's something they would like to pick up, I don't think it does enough. That's not to say that the full game isn't better. I had a quick look online and it seems that those who have played the game more than I seem to give it sort of 7 out of 10s. It was quite favourable reviews. So I put the blame with the demo. Allowing players to choose from a selection of 4 cars is fine, but it's the track choice that I think is poor to put in a demo where you're trying to get people interested in your new game. I think track-wise, if they had simply went for something during the day, on typical dirt, it would show the handling of the cars in a regular situation, that players wouldn't have to try and adjust for these icy conditions. And yes, you can say, oh, but it's fun and it's challenging. But to just pick up and play. Some people aren't going to make the connection that with the weather conditions, that for example the car's braking was harder to control in this game. Some are just going to pick it up, play it and think, oh, I don't like that game, I don't like how the cars handle, the brakes lock, that sort of thing. It's just another hurdle towards stopping a new franchise possibly getting underway. Maybe instead of just a standard racetrack to race around, why not allow one of that standard straightforward race and another in one of the other modes that's on offer. I don't have any idea what other modes are on offer, so as far as I can see, is it just select a racetrack, race around it? Apparently not. Judging from the other reviews which I've seen, there are a few other race modes, but that the game is quite shallow in comparison to other more established racers out there. During my plays, I wasn't entirely sure what style of game I was going for. Is this a rally simulator or is this an arcade racer? And I think you can really play in one of two ways, sort of to suit the situation, but I'm just not sure if that really works out great. At times I was just slamming into cars because I thought, it's more arcade style, that's great. You're getting sort of points there for skidding around corners and different things like that. But at other times it does seem as if you were to treat it more like a simulation, that it could maybe cut your times down and you could perform better. I don't know, I just don't think. I think it has one foot in each sort of genre, and if it had focused more on one or the other, it again could have added to the experience. I think that with playing these races, it just leaves too much up to the imagination, not in a way which makes me want to pick up the game, not at that full retail price. I think I would be burned if I was to pick this game up thinking, yeah, the demo was okay, I'll pick it up and play it and it's probably worth the full price. Highly doubtful. At least that's where I'm at. I'm a bit of a skeptic when it comes to those sort of things. If I'm not 100% satisfied that I know that this is going to be a great game, and it's truly for me and that I'm going to love it, I wouldn't go out of my way to pick it up. It has to have something in there, even some sort of niche thing, and at a reduced price to lure me in. And this doesn't have anything. I mean, it might do, and that's where we'd read reviews or look up other review videos rather than just a first impression. If you haven't seen my first impressions on Moto Racer 4, check it out and see what you think. Was I too lenient on it? I believe I was. The first impressions of that game were pretty shit. But I was being too nice and too neutral. I will put a link to the Motor Racer 4 video somewhere in this video, more than likely at the end, but you never know, might try something new. And hopefully someone out there will get viewing it and maybe wish to make a comment. If anyone out there has a copy of Gravel, feel free to comment in the comment section below and let me know what I'm missing out on, what I haven't got the experience with this demo. And surely if you think that this game is actually good, then you can at least understand that the demo has done a really terrible job at portraying any of it. I miss games like Metropolis Street Racer, which was out many years ago on the Dreamcast. That was a fantastic racing game, and why I bring it up, it's not to compare it with this game, but just I was playing a racing game and I'm thinking, not overly enjoying this, but what did I really enjoy? And I did really enjoy MSR, which would later become Project Gotham Racing, and then became exclusive for the Xbox, which was so unfortunate for me, because while I loved MSR, and can only imagine that I would have loved Project Gotham, don't have Xbox, so never got to play any of the future lineup of the MSR games. With MSR though, I loved everything about that game. The soundtrack was awesome, the handling of the cars themselves. At that time, you know, that game was released around 2000, and the cars which the developers had decided to put into the game at the time were a selection of not all, you know, top of the range, unachievable cars that no one in like average jobs could ever afford. Yes, they did have those really expensive cars, but they also had more everyday sort of cars in there, which I always find appealing, that you can race around in maybe a Volkswagen Golf or a Mazda MX-5 and things like that. I enjoyed the kudos system which was put in place, so anytime you won a race or drove well, got better times, drifted around corners nicely, avoided collisions and crashing, you were gaining kudos all the time, which was like a form of currency which you could then spend on the better cars throughout the game. Just really awesome overall. Obviously, I only have a certain amount of time in the day, just like everyone else, so do not get to play every racing game that comes out. It would be nice to hear from people in the comments or over Twitter. You can reach me at LateTTParty if you would like to point out some racing games that you have fond memories of, some of the best racing games that you've ever played. These might be games that I have never got to play, and by helping me and pointing these games out, maybe I'll pick those up and do videos, or maybe I'll just get to play and enjoy them as you have. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can keep on top of whenever I do my latest videos and put them out there. If you do, you're helping not only me but the world at large, because I come from a very small country with a small population, and that is why you don't often hear people with my accent on YouTube. It's mainly Americans or else English guys. So come on, help a minority within a minority. You can also check me out on Twitter and Instagram by looking up LateTTParty. Thank you very much, and I hope you'll come back for my other videos in the future. Thank you.